guys.
We're back. It's just
The
us.
original view.
The original
Just
gang.
the two of us.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
You and I.
I was gonna be hating.
Yeah. Cav had daddy duties. So here we are. Just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the irony of this is the topic.
No new friends? Seriously, with a question mark.
Yeah, no, seriously. But first, I want to start off by saying, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment, engage with the video that we post so that we can know what your guys' thoughts are on these topics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yes, Cav is part of the crew now, contingent on his contract.
Mm-hmm.
But because he couldn't record with us today, we thought we wouldn't want to waste the time that we do have to record. So, yeah. And the topic is very fitting. So, what is your take on that?
Remember back in like 2011 when Drake was a part of this song called No New Friends?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just at the height of like Instagram, and I don't know, Snapchat wasn't really out there like that just yet. Or it was like 2011, 2012. And people were heavy put like, this is why I don't do no new friends. No new friends. It's still like my crew that I'm with. And at that time I was like 25, 26. And I've always questioned that line in particular. I know it's a song, but I questioned the line, not in the song per se, but people screaming it all over social media and making it like a thing to like, oh, the friends you have is what you're gonna have for the rest of your life. Yes, it may be true, but you're gonna make friends. I truly believe you're gonna make friends in different settings of your life. I feel like every stage of your life you're gonna make friends. Like some of the friends I have now at 38, I did not have when I was 28. Neither did I have them at 18. Obviously, I feel like yes, I don't think every person that crossed paths with me is my friend, because you have to, unfortunately, sometimes you have to compartmentalize the people you encounter with. Not everyone you see is going to be your friend. Some people are associates, some people are business associates, some people are just acquaintances. Like, hey, you say hi to them, of course, like you can spruce up a quick conversation, but they don't need to know your deep dark secrets like your best friend would. I feel like
you need to know the overview of your
the
life.
overview of you might know me for face value, pretty much that's it, but you don't need to know every single thing about me. But I wonder, like, the people who were screaming that like about 10-15 years ago, do you guys, I can't believe I'm saying that, but do you guys still abide by that, like this whole no new friend? And I hope people's mind chains have evolved since then, because it's been over like just about 10 years. That song came out in 2012 and it's now 2024. Jesus.
I can't even remember the year that it came out.
Yeah, because it was popular. It was like Drake and Rick Ross, DJ Khaled's crew. Like when he comes out with an album, it's all his friends. Now all his friends are fighting and they don't fucking get along.
Nobody
gets along. I don't think he's coming out with an album no time soon. But no, I always believe, like, no, not everyone can be your friend. And every step and level, I feel like, in journey you take on your life, not everybody can go with you as you evolve and change. I feel like there's certain people you're no longer, I wouldn't say friends with, like you guys end on bad terms, but it's like there's no ill will towards each other. If you guys see each other, you see each other. You may still get invited to functions and stuff, but you guys may not be as tight as you were. I personally believe in you can create new friendships as you get older, depending on what facet in life you're in. I don't believe in the crew that I had in 2004 is the crew I'm going to have till the day I die. Like,
yeah, I definitely believe that the friends that I had in the front. So Peggy and a few other people are like the 20+ year friends, and I presume that because we've lasted this long, we are aware of how to move with the changes in our lives. Like, I know there's gonna be a change in your life where you're gonna have kids, you're gonna be married, you're gonna move to somewhere far away land. But I'm still going to be in communication with you. Like, obviously, we're not going to be in heavy communication like from when we first met, when we were always together on the phone for hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as you transition to an adult, the genuine friendship is still the core. But the irony of this whole conversation is that I ended friendships this year. And these are friendships that I never would have thought or would have. I would have bet money that I would be friends with these people for years to come. It was based on their poor choices and like growing apart, and we just couldn't. I don't know if I can't speak for them because I ended it, but I couldn't see us continuing the friendship because we were so far apart in like political views, life views. Like, there's just so many things that's changed that we can't get back to the core because that's not who we are anymore, and we don't. We're going this way. There's no linear like parallel path for us to continue the friendship. And I'm not mad about it. I'm more like, damn, I didn't think that was gonna end like that, or I didn't think this person was no longer gonna be in my life. But I also understand that means I'm growing. That things are changing in my life, and so that's a blessing in disguise. And then to have Cav as a friend now, who I would never ever would have thought. I remember when I first met him, he thought he was so fucking cool. He came in with fucking sunglasses, like jewelry.
Oh, the first episode we recorded with him?
Yes.
Like as a guest on the show.
If she thinks you're together, then y'all together.
Oh
and I'm looking at him like, we're recording. Like, mind you, we are with just socks on our feet, regular t-shirts on, like nothing crazy. And this dude is too cool for school.
I remember what he wore that day too, because it was like that baby blue shirt that said it was a reference to The Office or whatever.
All that jewelry. But even like the last time we were recorded, we had great conversation, and I was just like, wow, like I'm really seeing you as a friend now. Like you were cool, like a good friend, like I can talk to. Not like we were friends, but like I can like call him and ask him a question, and we'll have a conversation. Which I didn't think that was gonna happen. I really thought it was just gonna be like, oh, you're a guest on our pod.
That's it.
And that's it. And you're a friend of my friend's boyfriend. Like that's it.
Literally.
How is your relationship with Kev? How do you think like?
I think we was always cool. I think I known of him from like different circles, but I never knew him like that until me and Wilson Butter, whichever way you guys, whatever y'all call him, got together. He was always been chill, cool dude or whatever.
You alright, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like you cool and shit.
But when he came on the show that particular episode, I had asked about her, like, which one of your friends you think would be comfortable enough to come on the episode. He was like, the first person he did mention, he mentioned Cav, and he did mention Wes, and Wes did come on the show. Well, that's because
Wes had some podcast experience, right? Like,
true. In the topic we were discussing, it was very prevalent and fitting for him. But Cav was always cool. I never got any weird vibes. Honestly, from any of my boyfriend's friends, I never got weird vibes. I like the way he is with his friends, how they are together anyways. It's like a brotherhood, so I love that for him.
What would happen if one of them fell out?
I don't know.
Like, does everyone come together and be like, oh, this would have been a perfect question for Cav.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys do when there's a fallout between two people in the group?
Because I know men navigate friendships completely different from how women do or whatever. I don't know if this ever happened to you. Remember, like, when growing up, we would see it on shows, too, in, like, movies. Like, if one person has a fallout, that everyone within that group don't talk to that person. They kind of low-key shun them. And I'm like, women do that.
Weird.
Women, it's like a girl thing. Men, I don't know. I'm not a man. But
from
what I've seen, I don't think men do that.
The only way that would even be, like, a thing I would do is if we're friends and you introduce me to your friend and we're just all cool, but then y'all fall out. You're my core friend. I ain't got no loyalty to this girl. You know what I mean? That would be the only time that I'd be like, oh, we're not talking to her. You know?
Yeah, that's different. As opposed to
like if we all
grew up together, we all been friends.
Yep.
And one person doesn't talk to them because we had something outside of this circle here and something happened. I can't expect you to stop talking to them because honestly, she didn't do nothing to you. And I've always thought that was weird. It's like, obviously, like you said, if me and you were never friends. I only met this person through you. Then I really don't have full loyalty to this person. Like, okay, hi, bye, keep it pushing. But if we all were friends together and y'all two had your own fallout, I'm not picking sides. Maybe you can still make me be the neutral person to kind of decipher, like, okay, this is where you were wrong, this is where you were wrong. It's really gonna be between both of y'all to figure it out where y'all come, because I can't tell y'all, oh, hey, you have to do this. Is between y'all. But to make a person choose, if it's like a core friendship, I think it's stupid. I don't think it's fair to make the person choose, like, oh, you gotta be cool with me, you can't fuck with this person because they did me wrong. Like, what? I don't understand.
And my assumption is, like, if I continue to be friends with the two people that had a falling out, I would be mature enough to know, like, when I'm talking to one person, I'm not gonna give the space for them to talk about the other person that's not present, right? Especially because they're my friend. I'm like, my friendship with you does not include her anymore, and so refrain from speaking ill of her. You know what I mean? Because that's still my friend at the end of the day. I don't know a lot of people who do that. I feel like some people teeter both sides and let the other person speak openly and be like, yeah, fuck her, and then just don't check that person. Like that's
unless they're venting. I guess if the person is venting their frustrations in regards to what transpired between them, in the sense of what led to them falling apart, like, you know, I'm really mad, I'm really pissed off, I really can't believe we're still not talking to each other, I really try to
that's different.
And it's like, that's different. Talking. Like, if you're still talking shit after the fact, like, I fucking can't stand this bitch, every time she comes around me, blah blah blah, it's like I get bad vibes. It's like, bro, what? And I only have one, as of now, I've only had one fallout literally where I did not talk to someone that I was really cool with from high school or whatever. And eventually we talked about it. We may not talk every day or text each other like we used to or whatever, but it's like the love is still there. It's not like, oh, I don't fuck with her at all.
What was the fallout? I'm curious.
Don't even get me started.
What had happened was she was having a cookout. By the time I get off of work, it's damn near midnight. I'm like, I'm not going to a cookout. Even if it's late night, it still runs into the night. I'm not going. And I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to go, but I will make it up to you. We should link up to, you know, do a dinner. Let me know when you're free. And she said, okay. But then we never got the opportunity. Neither one of us, I think we tried to make it work, but it couldn't work. I can't remember, but I know we tried to make it work to, like, link up, but it didn't work. But then cousin's birthday comes around. That I knew from, like, the end of June that she wanted to go to the Cape. Okay. So that was already planned from jump. So the day before the Cape, we go to a restaurant to eat. She was supposed to come, but she didn't come. She was supposed to also come to the trip too, because that's also homegirl's cousin. She didn't go. We come back, and then at the same time, around that time, I was dealing with my breakup. We were texting each other, and then we end up getting on the phone. I think, did it get heated? I can't recall. I think it got a little heated because I was like...
The argument was all sourced from resentment of you not attending her birthday.
And then she had stated that, oh, you're really tight with my cousin, but I introduced you to her, and now you're really tight with her, or whatever. And I'm like, I understand, but just because I'm friends with her doesn't mean my friendship with you is less than. Yeah. It ends. What triggered me at that moment was the reason why I remember is because I just went off. Because I'm the type of person, I don't like to throw things in people's faces, but I feel like when you say something to me and it makes me realize, oh, so I haven't done nothing, then I lay it all out. Like, I pull receipts pretty much. Receipts that mentally, now due to trauma and stress, a lot of stuff I don't remember. That's why a lot of times I'll say on this podcast, let me not say this because I don't want to add things that didn't happen. But I do remember she said along the lines of, oh, you didn't come to my event. Like, oh, you just forgot about me. And I'm like, whoa. Let's start off here. When I graduated and got my bachelor's, you didn't show up to my graduation. You didn't show up to my graduation party. I went on and on the list of things that she did not come to. And I'm like, I had this, that, and the third. And I'm like, since we've been friends, you never came to my house. I just went off on her. Part of it was like, dang, like, that's how I feel. I only missed one event. Right. You know? And I'm like, and all
the root of it was the resentment that you had closeness to her cousin and not her anymore.
Yeah. But
I don't think missing one party is gonna trigger that kind of reaction.
And that's what me and her cousin discussed. Like maybe she felt like the other person was taking her away from me, but I'm like, I never felt in a million years that someone can take my friend away from me, and it's not like in a malicious way. Like you guys grow closer, it happens. You can introduce to somebody and you really vibe with that person, maybe slightly more than your friend that you've been friends with for years, and it happens. But I just went off, like started going labeling things like, oh, I was there for you, I supported you, like
now you're keeping tabs, bitch.
I supported you, and now you're coming out for me because of this one event I couldn't go to.
But we friends though.
Look, sometimes I'm unaware when I say weird stuff or do something and I'm unaware of it, or I may be a little bit more snappy or whatever. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but if I'm unaware of it because I'm all consumed in my own shit, please let me know. You may not check me today. You may say, hey, yesterday you was a little off or whatever. I don't know what's going on, but I took offense to that, or I took offense to the comment that you made. Clear state of mind, like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But to let it accumulate, and then you keep in tabs on all the fucked up shit I did, but never say anything. And then when I do something that brings you over the edge, then you bring up all that stuff, and it's like, whoa, then I had no opportunity to correct the behavior if you let it accumulate. Because then you're not giving me a fair chance to kind of like fix it.
And I used to be that friend too. I used to be like, bitch, if you don't know what the fuck you did, then we don't need to be friends. Because like, how do you not know what the fuck you did?
Are you okay in your head?
Have some self-awareness.
I think there's
but that's not a good way to address something. You assuming that they're gonna understand and know exactly what it is that upsets you is diabolical. Like, why would you even put that on somebody? It's something that's bothering you. You need to speak up and be like, hey, this is bothering me. I used to be the type of person, because I used to hate confrontation. I would never speak up. I would just be like,
understood. I'm the same way.
In my head, I'll just keep mental note like, this bitch dumb. So, and then just kind of slowly drift from the person. I'm having a hard time making new friends because I just don't trust people anymore. Like, even like recently, I went to a party a couple months ago, and I was taking liquid courage because I was nervous, and I was like, I don't want to be tagging behind someone that I know that I came with, instead of socializing with people I don't know and getting to know people. So I said, I just need a little bit of liquid courage to kind of have these conversations. And I had a great time. Like, everyone was talking, we were all vibing. And then one of the girls I was mad cool with, she was super cool. I leave the party because I got way too drunk. And then the next day after the party, the girl that I vibe with texted me like, hey, did you get home safe, blah, blah, blah. Because this was out of state, like, party. So we're driving back to Mass. And I'm, like, talking to her, and then she's like, we should hang out. And I just ghosted her. I stopped texting. Because, no.
How is you cool?
I don't want to hang out with you. And I know it's so bad, because she was actually mad cool. But just the thought of, like, catching her up on my life and like trying to get to the foundation of a friendship, I didn't have the energy for it. Like, I have way too much shit in my life that I need to get together, and adding someone to that list is just not in the cards for me, and I don't care. But I know I need to get more friendly. Like, when you have your events, even your 1 year anniversary here, I was like, bro, I need liquid courage. And then I got too much liquid courage, and everyone was like, can we be friends in real life? And I'm like, yes.
Did I follow up? Do not bother me.
No, but this person I would definitely be friends with, but it was Enid.
Yeah.
I would definitely chill with her.
Yes, she's definitely
But I did not hit her back.
Enid, if you're watching now, you see why.
Sorry. I'm just not like, I don't know. I be having anxiety. Like, with the next day, I'm like, what did I say? What did I do? I know I almost fell, and your boyfriend caught me.
Yeah.
Mad embarrassing. And then my sister was telling me, she's like, you were talking a lot. And I was like, fuck. Me talking a lot equals I was talking shit that I shouldn't have been talking about. So I was like, Lord, help me. So to add to this part, though, I made a conscious decision. There's a lot of things that I've changed, We were just talking about it off air. But another thing that I've changed is I'm no longer drinking.
I don't know what type of sense that made, but it didn't make none, not one bit.
Especially since October, I have not had a drink.
No Don Julio to make you echo
Zero.
Julio? Damn.
Zero
I mean, I
alcohol.
was never a crazy heavy drinker, so I don't.
Not even
I'm.
socially. I won't do it socially. I won't do any of it.
They have.
I told
They
myself that.
have wines and stuff that don't have alcohol. That
Then
you
what's the
can.
point of me drinking all that calories for what?
You can still check to make sure it doesn't have a lot of calories.
No, I'll just drink my water.
So
And
just get sparkling apple cider.
the decision not to drink anymore is not permanent. It's like one of those things where I'm gonna start forcing myself in social settings where I don't know people and force myself to talk to people and be comfortable talking to people sober and not having alcohol to
Oh, I
kind
see
of
what you
encourage
mean.
that.
I never
So
needed
once I
alcohol
get
for that.
comfortable, like no, but that's the problem. When I'm in social settings, I've blacked out twice from being nervous to talk to people and drink so much that I blacked out, like legitimately blacked out. So I was like, once the second blackout, I was like, we're not waiting for a third one to make better decisions. So I told myself my goal for the year is to start being more social, start connecting and networking with people that I normally wouldn't talk to, sober. I was talking too damn much at your fucking 1 year anniversary. I swear to God, I was like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, no. Oh, but so what I was about to ask you before I said all of that, would you cut a friend off based on their political views?
Yes, I would have to.
I've done it. I've cut off 3 or 4 people already.
I have friends who aren't into politics. Understood. I mean, whatever. But I tell people all the time, when you don't care about politics, remember, I don't know, I shared that video with you. He's like, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So I'm not saying being involved in politics doesn't necessarily mean you're running for Senate and anything like that. Just at least having just general information, general understanding of who's running, especially locally, who's running, who's doing what do they stand for, how will it affect me
you?
the next few years, or those of you who want kids.
I
how
don't
will it
like
affect
people
my
who
kids?
don't care about politics and then complain about when the politics that
Thank you.
were voted in make decisions against them.
Exactly.
You
So
can't say shit.
it will affect you one way or another, because we're paying for that now based off of Trump being voted in the first time back in 2016. We're paying for that now just by the judges he was able to put into place, certain policies that were put in place under him. Now we have to deal with the ramifications of that. So that's why I'm like, people who own businesses like that were already making crazy money, yes, they're gonna be richer, but at what cost? That's the thing that bothers me. You're making so much money now, but at what cost? So it costs you any women that's in your lives, like your future children's lives. America is based off of heavily on individualism, but you have to care
a little bit about your community.
A little bit about the community, the world that you live in, because you have to live in it. You can't go live on the moon.
And you're leaving it to the people behind you. So like your kids and your grandkids are going to be heavily affected by the decisions you make today.
You have millionaires turning into billionaires. Now, I'm not knocking the rich. You can make your money, but damn, you don't need all of it. That's gluttonous at this point. Like, can't take it with you. Yes, you can filter it into corporations, into programs and stuff like that, into funds, trust funds, whatever they call them things. But it's like, you can't take it with you. I never had to end a relationship, friendship so far off of political views, but I have for sure unfollowed some people off of my social media. I'm like, if that's your view, then fine. But we don't need to interact socially on social media with that mindset. Because just like when we've said in the past before, like when you're dating someone and you want this person to eventually be someone you're married to and have kids with, you got to make sure you pay attention to their mindset, because their mindset is what raises your kids if you choose to have kids. You know what I mean?
Something that I noticed, I was heavily on TikTok during the election, and there was a few people, like the few people that I follow that are vehemently were like, there's 2 people I follow, Dean Withers and I forgot the other guy's name, but they were once Republicans based on their family upbringing, and then they did their own research and became Democrats because of capitalism and all the billionaires that are out now and how ethically wrong that is. You have to be ethically immoral to become a billionaire. But I say all that to say, I was on their page watching their lives as they discuss post like election debates and stuff. And the amount of people in the comments, I'm talking about thousands and thousands of people saying Trump, 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 putting up the, the red hearts and like Trump 2024. And I'm like, first off, you're a weirdo for coming onto a very vocal Democrats live to just spam him with Trump 2024. But also, I was clicking on some of the people, and there were a lot of black people that were commenting Trump 2024.
But we also have a lot of bots on Instagram too.
No, you could tell a bot page over like a legitimate page.
Oh, okay.
But also like the things that we follow and the things that we engage with will filter your algorithm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing, how do I say it? I noticed that like the shit that I'm listening to and watching regarding Democrats, I'm like, yes, this makes sense, whatever, right? A lot of things I didn't agree with, but good chunk of it, I was like, I'm on board with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's put together in a way where you don't have to necessarily do like if you're not smart, you're not gonna do the research. Unfortunately for me, I'm doing the research because I'm now heavily involved in politics, but I wasn't before. So I can see where people who are watching and engaging with Trump 2024 can assume that his policies, whatever they are, concepts of a policy, can look appealing to them, right? If he's saying, if you are affected by migrants, taking up all the resources in your space and you're fighting to get a slither of the resources, and he's saying, I'm going to get rid of the migrants, that's appealing to you. That's a problem that you're having, and he's giving you a solution. Did he really give you a solution? No. But did he say he was going to give you a fix to your problem? Yes. And so that's appealing to you. But people with education and a brain between the two ears will be like, well, what is it that you're going to do to mitigate the migrant issue, right? Or what are you going to do to mitigate the inflation that we're going through right now? If you can tell me a logical reason why you're voting for him, I will let you have that, right? Like, you've done your research and this is what's important to you.
You can go to sleep, wake up the next day, they ain't gonna give you the logical reason.
No, they can't. There's literally nothing they can say. But this person happened to be a black trans man.
That's wild.
In law enforcement.
The level of like random math equations going through my brain, that
literally
sense of confusion, because I don't. Anyone who knows me knows I don't do math.
Trans man in law enforcement.
The contradictions.
There's just so many.
Heavy.
So many. The fact that he's so vocal about getting rid of gender. What is it? Gender. I won't say modification. What is it? Gender reassigning and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That affects you
heavily.
Absolutely. That's like your
that means
core identity.
Your insurance would not cover any of the medicine, none of that. That's supposed to keep the hormones running for that. So
maybe he thought that he was bluffing and that he wasn't going to do it. But that's the only thing I can think of where he actually had a plan for. Healthcare, no plan. Migrant issue, not really a plan.
You know what people like? When you was doing this, I think of the guy that sits in his car. Comprehension. Because a lot of y'all don't have that. You have to go with who makes more sense.
Yeah.
It kind of eases into my pet peeve, low key.
Okay.
Period. Is the whole like,
what did I write? Transitions.
Keyboard warriors and all the smartphones, but dumb people. Like, we have all these smartphones. Everyone's walking around with a smartphone, and no one uses it to the full capacity. And the thing that behooves me half the time is, I don't know if you saw this clip. There's a clip I saw on social media. It was like me at 3 a.m. randomly with a question, and you pull out your phone. Like, I literally will come up, like a random question pop up, and I still will go on Google or ask Siri, like, what is this? What is that? I've always been a person that always loved to learn new things. I've always been open-minded to that, because I've been told, drilling my head since I was a kid, you never stop learning until the day you die. Yeah. I'm still living, so I'm still open to learning new things. But a lot of you guys will go on social media, see something, and run with it. All it takes is a little bit of research. That only takes you 2.5 seconds. Because Google, they even have the AI results now at the top now. It kind of gives you a summary, and if you want to expand on the summary, you can. It's like, y'all type away talking nonsense, and it also ties into us judging. You post on social media, of course people are going to judge. They're going to type away and put whatever they feel at the moment. But I feel like there's a thin line with, hey, we're judging, but I feel like some people are outright being mean. Please stop. Worry about your own. Because half the people who are commenting, they probably didn't even brush their teeth, wash their ass. They commenting on someone else's post.
And
it's
don't
like
have kids or don't have any stake in the conversation.
nothing. You're not even a stakeholder to anything. And you're sitting here just yapping. If the world could shut the fuck up for 24 hours, I think we would really see like, oh shit.
The skies would be clear.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like literally.
It would be like 2020. Remember when the sky was just mad blue?
Mad
like,
blue, animals was coming out the woodwork. They're like, shit, humans ain't out here causing a muck.
Yeah,
oh, word.
Finally.
Like, seriously, I really think that because I know we drifted from friendship part with politics and stuff a little bit. But it really, especially this election, like the last election too still pissed me off. But this election, I feel like
I've never felt compelled to end a friendship based on their political views up until Trump was on the ballot. The last time he was on the ballot and this time when he was on the ballot. And I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That is not a well-versed, well-educated, qualified to
never
be in
was qualified.
Any position of politics.
And the people he's supposedly putting in cabinet, none of them have any experience. At this point...
Are you surprised?
Going back to friendships. When you, I don't know, I've so far so good when it comes to all the friendships I've had in my life, whether we still talk anymore or don't talk or whatever. I feel like I haven't had any friendship, which I'm grateful for and thankful for, that I haven't had any friendship where it's like, yo, I really can't believe I really don't fuck with this person anymore type thing. You don't realize where one day maybe your last time talking to a person, and not just off the strength of they passed away, it's because your life is changing
and you guys can't keep up with it.
And we can't keep up with it, and you don't realize like, yo, we really haven't spoken to each other, but we're still cool. Like, we follow each other on social media, we may DM each other and stuff like that, and if we see each other on the street, cordial conversation, how's everything going? But it's like you don't realize that this will probably be your last time talking to this person or whatever. And I have a few people that are like that, but there's no ill will between us. But I do believe in every phase of your life, you will create or encounter a new form of a friendship.
Yeah.
And it'll come off of when you least expect it. One girl I'm cool with now, we're cool based off of her. I was strictly her customer. She would do plates a lot, and I would order from her, and I don't know what sparked it, and we started being cool with each other. I would invite her to my function. She invites me to hers or whatever. And whenever I'm having a function, she's the first person I think of to cater my events or whatever for the most part or whatever. I've sent people her way or whatever. She sent people my way when I was doing patties heavily or whatever. But it's like...
I'm cracking up.
Why?
I was trying to count how many times you said whatever.
Sorry. It's a filler word for me. I don't know why. But in high school, the word like was my filler word in high school. When you're doing your presentation. Like. It's like.
Mine used to be,
You try not to because you're trying to think of better words to use, but your brain's not.
I think specifically us, because I was editing the first episode and I was like, why am I talking so fast? It sounded like I put 2-speed on my voice.
Really?
And I was like, relax.
I think I naturally
get your
talk
point
fast
across.
too.
Breathe. You don't have to talk that fast.
But I don't think we realize we talk fast until we're actually hearing ourselves.
Yeah. For me, it's just my brain is trying to output everything and it's not like lined up correctly. So
can you imagine if you're trying to text all that, you realize half of the words that you were already...
Texting is like my favorite way of communicating because I can look and see all the things that I'm regurgitating out of my brain into the text and be able to edit it and format it so that it looks cohesive.
Your brain is going quicker than how you're writing it, so it's like, damn. Thanks for ChatGPT though.
Listen, that's my homegirl. The way Miss Rachel is to toddlers, ChatGPT is to me, okay?
And I'm not knocking it.
It's a cult following, and I'm one of them. Okay?
I was never
love
against it. At first I was
ChatGPT.
like, what is it? But it's helped me in a number of ways.
Especially now that you're in grad school.
Yeah. So it's like I wanted to not format it, like I wanted to sound more professional, because you know when you're writing away, you're not thinking of tone. You're just writing and writing and writing.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it'll give me the tip at the bottom, like, "Hey, we made this sound more such and such tone, because your other tone sounded more defensive." And it's like, bro, I wasn't trying to sound like that, but it's good to know. But you shouldn't use it to do everything for you.
For me, I use it for everything.
No, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't use it for anything. We have already was in a space where we knew how to still use our brains ourselves and kind of figure it out.
Okay, yeah.
But this assists us into doing things like, well, just want to make sure spruce it up a bit. You know what I mean? But I'm dealing with a generation where they don't use it to spruce it up. They use it to do everything. And I'm like, I know how you write. You don't even talk like that. This is not your everyday lingo.
Yeah.
And not even lingo.
You don't even know this word.
Yeah, like, do you know the meaning of this word? You don't even use this in your vocab. We're not saying don't use it, but you should use it to your advantage. But don't use it to do everything for you that you don't know how to do nothing yourself. But I think our generation is pretty good because we done so much shit without assistance.
Facts. But now I'm ready to be lazy, and I'm ready to, especially now,
live a soft life.
Yes, to live a soft life, not think too much. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's all I have.
You're not adding anything to your dirty DMs or nothing.
I'm gonna save the one that I was gonna read because I feel like Cav would get a kick out of it. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save it for the next episode because it was very juicy.
Oh, so you're gonna save it for when he's back on?
Yeah. Just because I know, like, his commentary is gonna be chef's kiss. Yeah.
All right.
But anyways, it was nice, short and sweet. We see, like, me and Peggy, when we work together, it's quick, concise, to the point.
Cal would have added like 10 tips on here already.
This would have been a 3-hour episode that we have to condense to an hour. But here we are. So, anyways, thank you guys for listening, for watching, for engaging. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment. Let us know how we're doing, what you want us to discuss next. I would love to know, like, topics that you guys are, like, itching for us to discuss. Because we've come up with topics for this season, but now that it's an open season, it's not generated towards a gender or whatever. Right. I'm curious to know what topics do you want us to talk about? So, like, comment now, right now.
Be interactive with us.
Yeah.
Don't be weird.
Exactly. Bye.
Peace.